Hello everyone, I'm Colin Lefevre,
And I'm for Modi.
and today we will be discussing prototyping a mobile app to support food sharing between remote families.
So, health habits and family support. So, 1 in 2 adults have a chronic disease, and 1 in 4 adults have two or more. And so, a lot of these chronic diseases can be helped by having healthier eating habits. However, having healthy eating habits isn't always easy to maintain, and having family support makes it a lot easier. But when people are distanced from their family members, it's really hard to obtain that support.
And so our two big research questions are, number one, how can eating and cooking be shared virtually? How can we give people that support even when they're distant? And number two, how can an app support conversations in a non-intrusive manner? A big part of support is just talking with people about your decisions, and we want to support that rather than intrude into people's personal lives.
And so here we kind of cover our methods section. And so first we started with related work, reviewing previous literature and talking about remote food sharing among intergenerational families. From there, we prototyped the system from what we've learned and conducted usability testing off of 5 participants. From there, we ideated and created a much more higher fidelity prototype and are presenting our findings now.
So just give you a brief overview of Cooking Stories. Cooking Stories has two major components. First of all, recipes. We want to connect people to recipes that work for them. So for instance, if you're like Foreman vegetarian, finding recipes can be a challenge. So our app helps you find recipes that work for you to break down that barrier. Second of all, we provide people with the means of sharing a full cooking experience. For a cooking story, you can add multiple images, a video, descriptions, and notes, which is way more than, for instance, just one Instagram picture.
And so here we kind of show you our prototype. So on the left-hand side, you could see our dashboard. In the middle, you can see our recipe search page if you were searching for a recipe. And on the right-hand side, you can see an example of a story where they have a description, notes of how they changed the recipe, and kind of, pictures of them cooking the recipe. And so from here, I'm going to show you kind of an animation of the prototype. And so first, if you wanted to start a cooking story, and let's say you were going to search for it, and it was a recipe just for you, you click just me. Then after you click just me, you'd be presented with a page of recipes that it's coming up right here based off your dietary needs. You could check which cuisines you want. Let's say you wanted vegan gumbo and you wanted to make it as a cooking story. And so once you click make a cooking story on that page, you'll be able to view, here, let me show you. You'll be able to view how to add images and add a description and note any changes to the recipe and then post it. And at the bottom of the page on your dashboard, you'll be able to see the most recent recipe that you posted.
And so a major element that helped us get to the high fidelity prototype we just showed you was usability testing. Once we hit a medium fidelity prototype, we tested it with 5 individuals, showed them the app, had them do simple tasks like adding a friend or making a cooking story. And then based on that, we took that feedback into account and developed 4 major takeaways for improvement. First of all, prevent confusion. Just make things more clear, add a help screen so people at no point are confused about what this page is doing. Second of all, clear design features. So maybe 2 search bars doing the same thing. We can consolidate those into 1 search bar for ease of use. Number 3, promoting privacy by adding some sharing features. So in the high fidelity prototype, people can choose to share a post with people outside the app, letting them sort of extend their privacy should they choose to. And then finally, adding more ways of interacting with friends. So letting you add comments on cooking stories. Then you see this sort of history of friends making a recipe, giving more ways to see the other humans using the app rather than just the app itself.
And so finally, in conclusion, we feel that apps like ours have the potential to promote healthy eating by placing the focus on human conversation rather than on the technology. And so essentially, the thought process behind this is that if we get people talking about their eating habits and the recipes they're making and the food they're making, if they're talking about their cooking experiences with loved ones or family members that are distanced from them, then they'll be more mindful of their eating habits. And from there, they'll probably have healthier eating habits. So hopefully apps like ours will be able to promote healthy eating in this way.
Finally, just some notes for future work. We plan on conducting more usability testing or high fidelity prototype, using that feedback to create a fully functional mobile app, and then testing that, more usability testing, further ideation. On the left, you can see myself, Form, and our great mentors, Ash and Christina. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.